Howdy folks, TJ here. Last video I did in terms of a Atari game, and then I compared it to the Sinclair version with Sea Dragon. And that video actually did pretty well, and I thought it was actually kind of a fun little experiment of taking my previous love, and still current love, but my original Atari 800 game that I loved, and moving over to my current mistress, if you want to call it that, my Speccy Next, which I absolutely love everything about the Sinclair platform. And the Speccy Next is basically my favorite computer, next to the 800, of course. And I thought it would be fun to try another game that had a equivalent or damn close to it game, and that's going to be Galaxian, because they actually have the Atari soft version of Galaxian on the Speccy. And I thought, hey, I haven't played Galaxian for a while, at least on an 8-bit Atari computer. I did do a video last year, I think it was, on my Odyssey 2, comparing it to the Galaxian game that they made for the 2600. I think the Galaxian one that they made for the 2600, though, was like kind of maybe a homebrew or something that came out afterwards, because it was probably the best looking Atari 2600 game I ever played, graphics-wise. So yeah, that was fun, you know, comparing Odyssey to Atari, which I need to get back to doing some of those. But today we're going to do Galaxian on my Atari 800, all via the magical FujiNet, and try playing Galaxian on it, and then move over to my Speccy Next and play it on there. The only little hiccup that I have is I can't get my joystick to work with Galaxian on my Speccy. For whatever reason, I read the instructions and it said hit the X. And I hit the X and it doesn't do Kempston joystick. So I got to do keyboard on that. But that's fine. You'll get the gist of how the game plays, how the graphics look. And we'll compare the two. So we're going to try Galaxian first on the Atari 8-bit computer, of course the Atari 800 in this case. So let's turn up the volume to 60 and we'll try playing a game. I've got my trusty Epix joystick and let's see how it goes. So right off the bat, you know, I could tell the graphics look pretty dang good on the Atari. Always good graphics in my opinion for the Atari 8-bits. Lots of color, lots of good sound. And so yeah, let's play a round or two, and then we'll try it on the Speccy. So I'm guessing I hit start on here. All right, player one. So I'm holding down the button and I died. So quickly died. Nicely done, TJ. So I'm holding down the button and it looks like it just auto shoots. Whoa, the graphics are fast. Jeez. So I'm just gonna hold down the button. Yeah, no sense in continuing to slap the button. It is auto shoot. So right after... Oh, you bastard! Do. So very fluent sprites. Sounds are wonderful. It's giving me a very much a arcadey feel. You've got some single color Galaxians or alien... Oh, you bastard, move away. And then you've got some multicolored ones. So that, yeah, the graphics look great. Now, I wish I would have connected this to a bigger TV, but, you know, this TV does pretty well overall. It's, what, a 19-incher or something? Oh, one more! Get him! Got him! Okay, so a new layer of nasties comes aboard. So everything about this game so far is wonderful. Galaxian is so cool. Basically, you know, you take your Space Invaders and then you give them diagonal flying down at you approaches, and it is quite addictive and can get hard. I mean, look at some of those characters zigzag on your ass, and it makes it for a hardy fight, right? Oh. My spaceship, I'll call it that, looks pretty robust down at the bottom. Game over. So yeah, so far off the bat, I got 3,000 points. Was that mine? I got 3,000. Hey, that's pretty good. I like the number 3. That's a good luck number for me. So Atari 800 Galaxian. You've got this nice flickering, rotating colors, good sound effects. Yeah, everything about this game is really good on the Atari. So if you owned an Atari 8-bit computer back in the day, you would have been bragging that, yeah, this looks really good, gives you that arcade feel. And if you have it connected to a nice big old CRT TV of the day, it would have been pretty awesome. Oh, you bastard! I like how they fall back in line up in the top like that. That's pretty cool. I mean, the people that created these games have such imaginative, fun minds, you know, any video game producer, I think. Even the home brewers, sometimes they even have more so because they've got a party of one doing the programming at home, not a big team. I'm guessing this game probably had a team, of programmers trying to get this game out the door back in the day. I'm guessing. It's not like E.T. where they had one guy doing it all. And to tell you the truth, you know, E.T., if they gave him double the amount of time to get it done and not just before Christmas, it probably would have been a pretty spectacular game for storytelling and such. So yeah, I'm pretty easy when it comes to video games. I'm not, you know, unless the game just plain out doesn't work. You know, I have fun playing most any video games. So, I think I'm doing better this round, right? Oh! I took my hand off the joystick for 1 second, but I have scored higher, so that's good. Constant, I mean, you don't have a time to do, oh, look at all those shots! You don't have much of a break. You can't go take a little coffee break with this game. Look at this, I'm racking up the points, though. It's been a long time. I don't remember if I ever played Galaxian on the Atari 800. Oh, back in the day! I probably did, but game over at 4770. So, hey, this is quite spectacular game, Galaxian Atari 800, all via the FujiNet. So let's go ahead and turn this off, because we're going to focus now our attention. I'm going to move the camera. Now you saw that I had my... I just knocked some stuff over behind me. You know, I've got a limited space in here. So let's get this camera positioned. And give me a second here. What's that sound? What's that sound effect? Well, I'm doing a quick wardrobe change because I was wearing my Atari shirt. Now I'm wearing my Sinclair shirt because, hey, I'm over playing with my Speccy now, and it deserves its utter fandom. So let's wake things up. Like I said, I've got my Epics. I have the same, I got two of these joysticks, but I couldn't get it to work for whatever reason. Stupid game. So Galaxian, let's turn up the sound a little bit. And let's, I believe a 48K game, but we're going to go ahead and hit 1. So, right off the bat, so the Atari game, when you turned it on, I don't remember any splash screen. This one has an Atari Soft Presents Galaxian, so it looks really fun. Now, the instructions that came with it said hit X for Kempston, which I've got connected, or 0 for one player, or O for one player, T for like 2. Why didn't they just use the number 1 and 2? I don't know. Silly. But I'm going to hit X anyway, even though it doesn't do anything. So it gives you a little story, a little preamble to the game. And it does this. We are the Galaxians, mission destroy aliens. And it has this little story at the beginning. Now, I have hit X a number of times. X supposed to do Kempston joystick, but I'm pretty sure it will not work because it goes right to this. And I hit X now, it doesn't matter, I hit X now. I can hit 0 for one player. I got only one option, hit S. I hit the joystick and move it, nothing. Hit S, and no movement. No movement. So I've got to use QW and P for shoot. So immediately, this looks really good. Now, I don't see any multicolor. This is where the Only time you have multicolor is when you have color clash. These are all single color. That sound effect right there, the bombing sounds good. The movements of the characters, gunk, gunk, a little bit grunchy, for lack of a better word. But the scores up at the top. Oh, the explosion looked really good. Yeah, this is really good. Auto shoot. So now there's like a pause. There's no creatures. There's no aliens. So hold the P down and move left and right is my thing. The bombing effects, pretty good. Oh, lots of shots. Oh, the spaceship down below looks really good. A little different than your Atari version. The only big thing I see here is I don't see any multicolor nasties. They're all universally single colors. And again, it's only when you have color clash do you see some multicolor. Sound effects pretty decent. That sounds good. The dropping down on you. Oh! The explosion on this looks really good. Game over. Hey, I scored about the same as the other one, 34-30. Actually, a little better. Now, it looks like advanced table combo. So it goes through this whole thing again. And I don't know how to get past it. Any keys don't advance it. You got to sit here and wait for the whole story to go, which is fine. So QW left and right. And it goes back to the beginning. X. S to start, yeah. So let's start shooting right off the bat. So for those of you that don't know what color clash is, that is a common feature of the Speccy of the day. You didn't really have color clash that I recall on the 8-bit computer line. I think you may have had some of it on the 2600, if I recall right. But I wasn't an Atari 2600 owner back in the day. I own one now. Oh! So that little punch, that's kind of a boring noise. Not much there. Nice moving color. Stars, I guess, for lack, probably stars. You're moving up in space. Yeah, the drop down of sound effects. So if I would have been quite pleased with this game back in the day on the Speccy. Very good, very good. Do I think the Atari's better? Not necessarily. You know, if you're looking at the multicolored graphic characters, some people may say that looks cool. Or that Galaxian at the beginning that was kind of rotating, that was kind of cool. But yeah, this looks good. And it plays good, and it's fast. Look, I mean, I'm playing full bore. Oh, you bastard. Oh, got you. Come on, you son of a bitch. Am I dead? Oh, game over. I only scored 3,000 on each. I didn't advance in this one. So, what do you guys think? So, this was playing on a Speccy Next. Maybe the joystick, if I had been using like a Speccy of the time, a Spectrum itself, or a Plus series, or 128, maybe the joystick would have worked. But yeah, this looks really good. All this was very playable. I would say it's a draw for me. I think this looks really colorful, vibrant. You don't have multicolored creatures or aliens, like I said, but you've got lots of colors. Oh, what's this? Okay, oh, look at this. I went to a magic screen by sitting here doing nothing. X. I'm going to hit X. Does that mean the joystick's going to work? No, probably not. It's frozen. It's frozen. It's frozen. I never saw that screen before, though. But look, it all of a sudden brought up that screen. Maybe if you just sit there and don't do anything at the boot screen. No, I'm frozen. This is a issue. But I'm going to launch the game again and not touch anything and see. And I'm going to do one regular 48K Speccy now. See if we wait, and I'll just yap for a little bit, if it will come up to that screen. And didn't I hit X? I'm pretty sure I hit X. It should have done Kempston. But let's sit here and wait. So as we wait, so this part of the beginning, you know, it is fun. I don't recall ever seeing that on the Atari version. Whether I had it loaded up from a floppy back in the day, I don't know. I got this over FujiNet, and I just grabbed it. I'm not going to hit S for start. We're going to wait for a little bit. And it may sit on the screen forever. Oh! Shit! But I hit X. So, key. Maybe you have to use the arrow key. Arrows. Where's the arrow? Arrows. No, it's not working. Game over. Do I use the 6 key for down? What was it? Symbol shift 6. 6. No. There's got to be a way. It's bringing up that splash screen. You bastard. I want to play with a joystick. That would be fun. But it didn't accept my arrow keys on the next to go down to select those other things. Well, let's wait a little bit longer. Just so I don't have to try to splice it in if it works. But it did go to that screen, so you should have let me do it, you bastard. But like I said, it's pretty equivalent. You guys probably agree with that. Great game for the Speccy. Very fluent. Little color clash here and there, which adds to the... Okay, so select. You can't use the arrow key, so I've got to hit X. X! Okay, X is hit! X is hit. What do I hit? S to start now? No, it's going to... Oh, I got it, you son of a bee! I'm glad I went through this. So will this make me improve my game? We'll see. Still auto fire. Only thing I don't like about auto fire is when you have those creatures flying down at you, you can't rip off a shot really quickly out at your own leisure. It's just auto shooting, and it may not auto shoot at the time you want. So I had to stop auto shoot to get those bastards. So I'll go to auto shoot right now, holding. Good, okay, good, I went through that. So this is making it a little bit more fun. Oh, they auto... Yeah, I tried to go off auto shoot and just rip it down. Boom! Got you bastard! Yeah, this is awesome! I'm loving it. Still equivalent to the Atari. If I had the Atari on this bigger screen, this is not a TV, so I can't. I've got this connected via HDMI, but I've got a big 43-inch TV I could try connecting it to later. Oh! You bastard! Intense. Oh! Yeah, got you, you son of a bee. That's right. You're playing the king of Galaxian. No, I'm not. Oh, it froze! It froze! Ooh, I froze. Okay, so it did let me do joystick. I have magically froze. We'll leave the video at that. Would it have frozen on a Speccy 128 back in the day? Probably not. This may be just a FPGA next funky issue. We'll call it that. But yeah, I'm locked up. So thank you for watching the video. I'm going to give it still an even score. Galaxian, Speccy, Atari. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye.